music gear on Reverb, you can save an average of 30%.
This is pretty cool. If this is the one I'm thinking about. And yes, go Texas. Texas, defy that
Squad
order.
deep discounts.
I mean, it's time to stand up, man. I mean, this federal government's done lost their mind. It's... I don't even know what to say. Yeah, that Texas thing is something else, man. Talk about being stabbed in the back by your own federal government. It's ridiculous, man. But Abbott could have been doing this from the very beginning. He could have called up the National Guard anytime, so it's all a racket. We're just pawns on a chessboard. We're the pawns, and we're getting used. The whole world's getting used. But that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. Fuck 'em. I just say quit paying taxes and do what they're gonna do.
The online music shop that gets you gear fast with free shipping on every order. Most orders are...
pretty good little jam session. I do appreciate y'all tuning in, the likes, and yeah, man, this federal government, I just don't understand it. I mean, there is just blowing somebody off, and then there is just spitting in your face. And right now, it's pretty safe to say that the federal government has done nothing but spit in our face for the last, hell, I don't know, I mean, shit, 20, 30 years? I mean, you know, how long has this really been just, you know, on the American people? It's the American people last. Anything good for America, that comes last. That is... And if that's not painfully obvious by now, even by brain dead fucking liberals, then I don't know what else to tell you. Personally, I think we're fighting an uphill battle. People always succumb to socialism because they get promised a lot of things that they cannot achieve on their own. That's why they gravitate towards socialism. It's very enticing to soft skulls, especially when they've been brainwashed throughout school, which is quite obvious. That's about the only thing that's been going on. They sure as fuck can't pass a standard aptitude test, but they can surely hate this country. Well, I can't blame you, because this country failed you when it came to your education. Yeah, so there's that. I don't know. I think we're in a good fix. I was hoping I'd be dead and gone by the time this shit went down. You know it's coming. You always know it's coming, you know. You know, the United States of America is basically the youngest country. You know, I mean, we're like the youngest kid. The government's too subverted, too corrupt. When we allowed this much money, when it takes $1 billion to be elected, you know that the people hold no power and hold no sway whatsoever over this government. They could care less. That's why they're importing a whole nother United States citizenry. This is intentional. You do not let 10, 15, 20... If they had their way, they would let 50 to 100 million immigrants into this country at one time if they could. Because this is voter replacement. They're going to put so many illegals into this country that there is no way you can get them out. So eventually you will be forced to grant them amnesty and citizenship. They're already going to completely change our culture in this country. I mean... Let's see, I'm in construction, and there's such a language barrier. I mean, there's no talking to some people in the organization. They're legal. They are legal. We have to have legal employees. But they speak no English. None whatsoever. None. Zero. Absolutely none. Because they have no desire to learn the language. They have no desire. They're here to make as much money as possible, and they're not here to assimilate. They could give a shit less. I know that's harsh, but in reality, that's they have no desire. There is a I guess what you could say, a segregation. They hang out, do their jobs, and we hang out and do our jobs, and there's no ill will. We do work together and everything else, but there is a language barrier and there is a cultural barrier. And it's a cultural barrier that they're not willing to let down, nor do they wish to learn our ways or culture. They don't give a shit. That's just the bottom line. If most of them had the choice, they would much rather be back in their home countries. If their home countries were as prosperous as this one used to be, because we're pretty much on borrowed time. Let's just be real with each other. We are on borrowed time with this economy we got. And the more we ostracize ourselves from the rest of the globe, it's going to get worse and worse. But yeah, that was not a Supreme Court ruling. That was, I dare you to defy this order. The federal government, see, this is when a convention of states should be demanded, because really it's up to the states to rein in this out of control federal government. This federal government there is nothing constitutional about it, if you want to be honest. They're not following the Constitution. They are defying the Bill of Rights. Since when does someone break federal law? And the minute you break federal law, you get $2,200 a month. You get a smartphone. You get free housing. You get free medical care. My family gets none of that. The only way my father gets that is because he had to go put his life on the line in Vietnam. That's the only reason he gets any type of medical care like that these people get the minute they walk over the border. Which that's to collapse the system. Like, Donald Trump wanted $5 to $7 billion for a wall. We just didn't have the money for that. We just didn't have the money. However, we spend almost $800 to $920 billion, almost $1 trillion, to take care of all these illegals. And that's only 10 million of them. 10 million that they say. We have no fucking idea. Like, how many decades? Oh, there's 13 million. There's 13 million immigrants in this country. 13 million. How long was that? And then 22 million. Oh, there's 22 million. That's 22 million for 40 years. But it's simple. They are replacing. Because we ask too many questions. We get kind of ornery. We kind of like, no, we want taxation with representation, not what we got going on now. So we're a bother. We're a nuisance. So they import all these uneducated, mostly illiterate, poor people to take all the jobs that Americans don't want. No, it's just Americans aren't going to bust their ass for $7 an hour. You might as well go to a life of crime, because you're going to be on the street regardless. But yeah, I mean, pretty much this country has been snatched out from underneath the American citizens. This is what I want, okay? If Nikki Haley wants the retirement age to be 70 when life expectancy is 77, I want my Social Security and I want my Medicare now. You write me a check for everything that I've paid in now. I'm not going to make it a retirement age anyway. I'll be lucky if I make it past 55. I'm 49 now. Yeah, but because since Social Security is a fucking pipe dream, it was robbed years and years ago. Years and years ago. About 50 years ago. So there's no Social Security for me. So everything that I've paid in, if you want to have all these illegals over here and all this other, give me everything that I've paid in. All of my Social Security, all of my Medicare. Give that to me now. Let me put that to use now.